I'm 102 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that will probably make you uncomfortable. Something your parents never sat you down and explained. Something your friends don't talk about at dinner parties. Something you've maybe felt in quiet moments but pushed away because it's too heavy, too real, too frightening. I've been on this earth for over a century now. I've watched 5 generations come and go. I've buried my husband, my sister, my daughter, and most of the people I knew before I was 50. I've seen the world change in ways I never imagined possible. Cars, computers, wars, peace, technology that feels like magic. But in all that time, with all that change, I learned one truth that I ignored for 60 years, and that truth haunts me every single night before I close my eyes. We spend our whole lives preparing for a future that never comes the way we think it will. We put off the things that matter most, waiting for the right time. And by the time we realize there is no right time, everyone we wanted to share it with is gone. Let me tell you when I learned this lesson. Not at 90, not even at 70. I was 42 years old. It was June of 1965, summer, hot, the kind of heat where the air feels thick and everything moves slower. I was in my kitchen making lemonade. My daughter Catherine was outside in the yard with her father, my husband Thomas. She was 9 years old, barefoot, laughing that high, bright laugh children have before life teaches them to be careful. Thomas was pushing her on the tire swing he'd hung from the oak tree that spring. I remember standing at the window, watching them, and I remember thinking, I should go out there, but I didn't. I had laundry to fold, dinner to start. The kitchen floor needed mopping. I told myself I'd go out in a minute, just one more thing to finish. I never went out. 20 minutes later, Thomas came inside, poured himself some lemonade, kissed my cheek, and said, "You should have seen her face, Margaret. Pure joy." And I smiled and said, "Next time." 3 months later, Thomas had a stroke. He lived, but he was never the same. The left side of his body didn't work right. His speech was slow and slurred. That man who used to dance with me in the kitchen, who built tree swings and fixed cars and carried our daughter on his shoulders, he was gone. The man who remained looked like Thomas, but he wasn't Thomas anymore. And sitting in that hospital room, holding his hand while he slept, I made a promise to myself. I promised I would never miss another moment. I promised I would stop waiting for the right time and just live. I promised I would be present with the people I loved, fully there, no distractions, no excuses. And you know what? I broke that promise within a year. Oh, I thought I'd changed. I thought I'd learned. I was more careful for a while. I hugged Catherine longer. I sat with Thomas even when it was hard, even when he couldn't really talk back. But then time passed. Life kept moving. And slowly, quietly, without even noticing it happening, I slipped back. I got busy again, distracted again. I started thinking about tomorrow again instead of being here today. Because here's what nobody tells you about tragedy. Here's what I didn't understand at 42. Tragedy wakes you up, but you don't stay awake. You think you will. You think losing someone or almost losing someone will change you forever. But it doesn't. Not automatically. The shock wears off. The fear fades, and you go back to sleep. You start believing you have time again. Thomas lived another 18 years after that stroke. 18 years. And I wasted so many of them. Not all of them, but enough. Enough Tuesday nights when I chose to watch television instead of sitting beside him. Enough Saturday mornings when I was too busy cleaning to just be still with him. Enough moments when he tried to tell me something, struggled to get the words out, and I finished his sentence for him because I was impatient, because I had things to do. I thought I was being efficient. I thought I was taking care of everything. But what I was really doing was running away from the hardest, most important thing, being there, fully there, with nothing to fix or finish or rush toward, just there. Thomas died in 1983. He was 68 years old, and my biggest regret about those 18 years isn't that they were hard. They were hard. But that's not what haunts me. What haunts me is how many small, quiet, ordinary moments I missed because I thought we'd have more. I thought we'd have another day, another month, another year. And we did. Until we didn't. My daughter Catherine is 68 now. She lives 2 hours away. She calls every Sunday, visits once a month. Good daughter, kind daughter. But you want to know something I've never told her? It's not enough. Not because she isn't trying. She is. She's wonderful. But because no amount of time feels like enough when you love someone. Every phone call I think, is this the last time I'll hear her voice? Every visit, when she walks out the door, I think, will I see her again? At 1:02, every goodbye might be the last one. But here's what you're not understanding yet. It's the same for you. You just don't believe it. You think you're young. You think you have time. You think the people you love will always be there, but they won't, and you won't either. I had a sister, Rose, 13 months younger than me. We were as close as two people could be. We talked on the phone every week for 70 years, every single week. And then one week in 2004, she didn't answer. I called again. No answer. Her son called me 2 days later. She'd had an aneurysm, died instantly. And sitting there, holding the phone after he hung up, you know what I thought about? I didn't think about the 70 years of phone calls we'd had. I thought about the phone calls I'd cut short, the times I said, "Rose, I have to go. I'll call you back." The times I was half listening because I was cooking or folding laundry or watching something on TV. All those moments when I could have just stopped, just sat down, just been fully present with my sister. And I wasn't, because I thought we had forever. You're doing the same thing right now. You're moving through your life like you'll get another chance. Like the people around you will wait. Like your parents will always be there to call. Like your grandmother will always be sitting by the phone hoping you'll reach out. Like your kids will always want your attention. They won't. Time doesn't wait. People don't wait. And one day, you're going to be my age, and you're going to look back, and you're going to see all the moments you missed. Not because you didn't care, but because you thought you had more time. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because nobody else will. Everybody talks about living in the moment, being present, all that self-help language. But nobody tells you the hard truth underneath it. The hard truth is this: you will forget, you will drift, you will go back to distraction and busyness and treating people like they're guaranteed. And the real work of a life well lived isn't changing once. It's remembering and returning, over and over again, noticing when you've drifted away, and coming back. Last year, my great-grandson brought his son to meet me, 5 years old, my great-great-grandson. He stood in my doorway, shy, holding his father's hand. And I looked at this little boy, this child who will live most of his life in a world I'll never see, and I thought, what do I tell him? What do I say that actually matters? I wanted to tell him, don't waste 60 years like I did. But he wouldn't understand. 5-year-olds don't understand regret yet. So instead, I just held his hand. I looked at him. really looked. And I was there, fully there. For those 5 minutes, nothing else existed. That's all we have. These small moments, these ordinary, unremarkable, easily forgotten moments. Your father trying to tell you a story you've heard before. Your mother calling to ask about your day. Your child asking you to watch them do a cartwheel. Your husband wanting to take a walk after dinner. These aren't interruptions to your life. These are your life. Everything else, all the things you think are so important, your career, your schedule, your plans, they're just noise. I'm 102 years old. I've accomplished things, raised a family, worked, survived wars and loss and heartbreak. But you know what I think about now, lying here at night? I think about the Sunday afternoon I was too tired to visit my mother. I think about the time Catherine asked me to braid her hair, and I told her I was busy. I think about the evening Thomas wanted to sit on the porch and watch the sunset, and I said I had dishes to do, the dishes. I chose dishes over my husband, and I didn't even realize it at the time. That's how it happens. You don't make one big, terrible choice. You make 1,000 small ones, and they add up. And by the time you see what you've lost, it's too late to get it back. I don't have much time left. My body is tired. My heart is tired. I've lived longer than I ever expected, longer than most people get to live. And I'm grateful. But if I could go back to 42-year-old Margaret, standing in that kitchen, watching her husband and daughter through the window, here's what I'd tell her. Go outside, right now. The laundry will wait. The floor will wait. Dinner will wait. Go outside and push your daughter on that swing. Hold your husband's hand. Hear their laughter. Feel the summer heat on your skin. Be there, fully, completely, entirely there, because that moment will never come again. I can't go back, but you can go forward differently. You can stop right now, today, and choose presence. Not perfectly. Nobody does it perfectly, but persistently, over and over again. When you catch yourself distracted, come back. When you realize you're rushing, slow down. When you notice you've been treating someone like they'll always be there, stop and really see them. Your parents won't be here forever. Your grandparents won't be here forever. Your children won't be small forever. You won't be here forever. This is it. This is your one life. And it's passing right now while you're busy making plans for later. Later never comes. I'm 102 years old, and I wasted 60 years waiting for the right time. The right time was always now. It still is. Stop reading this. Call someone you love. Not tomorrow. Now. Go sit with someone in your house. Put your phone down. Look at them. Really look. Say something true. Listen to their answer. Be there. Because I promise you, with everything I have left, everything I've learned in 102 years on this earth, you will never regret the moments you were present, but you will regret every single moment you weren't. Don't make my mistake. Don't wait 60 years to learn what I'm telling you right now. The people you love are here today. Be with them before it's too late.